meetup group. We had a meetup scheduled for today, but I think all the snow and wind and whatnot has scared some of these folks off today, so I decided to come out and do the video anyways. And today we're going to do our trap triggers, but as per what I normally do, I'm going to get my fire going first. I'm going to put some hot chocolate on, because it's kind of chilly out today. And then we're going to go right into making our traps. I'll see you in a few minutes, and we'll get working on the traps. Right. So today we're going to use our latch stitch fire starter. Okay. As you can see, just to make things a little bit easier, I tied a little bit of string on that piece of cotton just to make it come out a little bit easier. All right, so here we go. We've got our cotton. Better. Alright. We'll get our little bird's nest here all set to go. As I said, it might take me a few minutes just because it's really windy today. But we'll get this going regardless. So that's what we do. Fire anywhere, anytime, any place. We've got our flint, we've got our striker. There we go, we got our spark, got our bird's nest going. Okay, now that we've got our fire half-assed going, we're going to put our water on, and then we're going to get on to making our trap triggers. Can't do this without hot chocolate. Alright, so we're going to come back in a little bit when I've done a little bit of prep, and we'll continue on. Hey folks, I'm back. We've done some preps for our spring set traps, and today I want to show you the trigger. Okay, on this particular trap here, this is probably the simplest trigger that you can have on any set trap. Okay, now as you can see, we've got our sapling, it's bent over. We've cut just a tiny notch here on a branch. I'm going to show you how it'll work this in a minute, and then I'm going to show you what we did to make this trap. So basically, you'll see here we have a 36-inch leader for fishing, and I like these for this type of snare. The animal comes along, pulls it, okay, boom, we've got it. Back, I showed you how we could use a fishing leader on this, so I stopped to grab myself some hot chocolate. As you can see, it's a little bit snowy here today. Alright, so we've replaced our steel leader with just wire. This is the most common setup that you'll find, and basically all we have is a sapling, a string leading down to our trigger that's been notched into this bar we've put in the ground, and basically the animal comes along, he'll grab the snare, he'll move it, and we've caught him. Okay? So, as you can see, what we've got here, I don't know how well you can see this. You have your bar, and what I've used is just a branch that had another little branch sticking out, and we've used another sapling that we've just cut a little notch into. And basically we just take it, we very gently set it in, making sure it's not going to spring on us, and we spread our loop to wherever we want it. And the nice thing about wire is it's easy to work with. Sometimes all we have to do is just hold it open, a little branch if we have to. As you can see, because it's cold, the wire's not really cooperating too well. But that's all right, because we'll get her fixed up here in a minute. Just move that. Okay. So we can camouflage this. We can funnel the animal into it if we have to. But this is the trigger. Okay. So basically, like I said, it's just the animal comes along, pulls a snare, and boom. Okay. That time the loop slipped off. But that sometimes happens. Okay, got it? Okay. One other point I want to make with this particular trap setup, had this been a river right here, or a lake, a pond, whatever. One of the things that I like to do is I like to take this line, and this is 45-pound test fishing line, okay? I would hook it into my trigger. I would bait it with some hook. I'd throw the line out, and when the fish came along, took my bait, he would pull it out, and that would act as my fishing line and set my hook for me. So, something to bear in mind, that this particular spring trap can be used for rabbits or fish, depending on where you are and what you're doing. It's a great setup, and it's one of those multi-purpose traps that you can use for, like I said again, rabbits, or you can use it for fishing as well. So there you go, folks. That's our spring trap with a toggle that can be used for rabbits with a snare on it, or it can be used with fish line. The fish will take your line out, and when he takes your line out, boom, you've got fish. Okay, so we've got another trap set here, and this particular trap consists of just a Y branch hooked into an upright with a line coming across, hooked into an anchor that's very loosely put in the ground. The reason for this is our bait line. We would take peanut butter, snare it all across here, the animal would come in. I don't know how well you can see the snare here, but we have a snare. So basically the animal's going to come along, he's going to trip this, and it's going to grab it. Well, we're doing traps today. I know I've mentioned these before, these big rat traps. I just wanted to go over this one more time and just basically show you again how or what we would do with them. As you can see, I've drilled a hole through the actual trap. I would then stake something out. The trap is now anchored. We just set the trap. We'd bait it with peanut butter. We'd set it. Hopefully I don't catch my fingers in this, because in the cold like it is today, that would just bloody well hurt. So, give me a moment here, and we'll get this little puppy set up. All right. Okay, so we've got our trap set. Once we get it out, we can kind of camouflage it a bit. I don't know how well you can see that. Okay. There again, a little camouflage, a little bait. Something will come along eventually and start picking at the bait, and we've got them. So, with that being said, these are, I figure, a lot easier to use than a figure 4, and they're a lot quicker, and they're a lot easier to use. So that's Joe's tip for today. Again, consider the rat trap. This is Joe from the United Survivalist Network of Ontario. This has been our first meetup, and as you can see, it didn't turn out so well, but that's all right. We've had fun doing this, me and Alex, and we did our traps, we did our sets, we did our triggers, and now we're enjoying our hot chocolate. So we're gonna say so long for now, and we'll see you on the next video. And for you who are part of the meetup, we'll see you at the next meetup.